Hello, everybody. Welcome to this September 22nd of 2024 of this Sunday reading, and it is an autumn reading as well. We're going to look at different energies, look at about how it is, and this is going to be a change of season of a emotion, something like that. But it means that we're going to think about what's going on between different kinds of ways of how it goes. So this is a very opportunity to understand the way an opportunity is, and this is how it seems to be. Um, but basically, this is what's going on because I need to figure this out on how complicated it is, and we have to see it on how it is, and we're going to look at it from a different way. We have to be who you are and how we can do things and blah blah blah. So it's the way of how it is in one way or another, and you have to think about it and say to yourself, all right, well, am I doing this correctly? Am I doing this bizarre? It's the way of how you can do it as long as it needs to, and this is the way it seems to be. So this is the way it goes, and if you already subscribed, you already did. If you haven't already, I'm Zoya Alex, welcome. And this is how it is. So, this is an opportunity to understand, and an opportunity to understand about what's going on through this. I'm going to read one oracle card, and we're going to start with the tarot situation, but we're going to figure out about what kind of emotion that's going to be coming through this situation. About how you feel, about how you can act situation, and how it is, right? So, let's see. Right, and here we go. It says, guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Yeah, so guilt is an opportunity that you're feeling guilty, you don't know what to do, you feel like there's all these emotions are affecting you or whatever, And these are very, very interesting on how it goes, but you have to think about how everything is. It's the way of how you can do that. It's the way an opportunity is the way of how it is, right? And this is how it goes, right? So this is that's what that seems to be. We're going to look at what's going on through that guilt situation, and this is how it is. So I'm going to look at through what's going on through the left side and the right side, and this is how it's going to be. So it's going to be very different, but it's the way of how it kind of looks. It's the way of how it is. It's like almost like a new phase situation, but it's really not like a new phase. It's going to be very interesting. It's very like enticing and what have you. So this is just an opportunity about what's going on, and we're going to look at from what's on the left side, what's on the right side situation, and this is how it is, because this is just a good reading, and I hope that you all enjoy it. So let's get to it. Alright, so the point being is that in this reading, it seems to be that very complicated things of how it goes. So we're going to look at the left side, we're going to look at the right side. So two Pentacles reversed, and you have the Queen of Wands is upright. Queen of Wands represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But then Two Pentacles reversed means you're not balancing. You're not balancing because you could be feeling guilt in one way or another. But this is the way it goes. You have to think about it. You have to believe it. You have to understand it. You have to believe on how everything goes in one way or another, and this is the way it happens. And this is how it is, because when you think about it, you think, okay, everything is all great, but then you think, oh, it's not great. So this is the way it goes. This is like how you can do it, and you can think to yourself, all right, well, I'm doing this, but then you think, okay, so let's see. What's else about this Two of Pentacles? The 10 Pentacles reversed and Ace of Cups reversed. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so you don't have no career, right? Like, and then the Ace of Cups represents like there's no new beginning situation. Well, it's also this Queen of Wands. The Tower's upright, followed by the Ten of Cups reversed. Yeah, because everything is kind of like having a transformation situation, and this is how it goes. The Ten of Cups reversed, you don't want anything to happen, but then you have to understand that. What's opposite of that card, please? The Page of Cups is upright. So you could be representing as a women's situation, so you could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So there are things that you need to understand. This is the way of how it goes. This is just the way it seems to be. But then you have to think to yourself, alright, well, am I doing this correctly? Am I not? And this is an opportunity. So I want to see what's going on through this way and this way. Let's see. The Emperor is upright because you have structure. Interesting. And the other Queen of Wands was upright. Yeah, so this could be a girl on girl situation. So you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. An opportunity does make sense because you have the structure card and everything is all structure and based on it. Opposite, please. Opposite of that card, please. The Fool is upright because there's change. Yeah, because you're going to have change and everything is going to change by that situation, right? Because, emotions do change, the seasons do change, everything else does change. The weather changes, everything else, right? And you need to understand that when you have mood swings or when you feel like sad, happy, angry, moody, whatever it is, it doesn't feel like that way, And it's a tough decision because you need to figure out, well, who's doing this, what's going on, and because in that opportunity, it seems to be like this. It seems that you have the who, what, where, when, why, sometimes how in a situation, and this is what it seems to be. It's basically how you can do things on your specific way. It's the way of how you can understand about what's going on. It's like me drinking this orange juice. It says concentrate. Very funny, right? But it is very very healthy for you, right? So it keeps you have your own concentration, and this is how it is. But you have to think about what's going on through this situation where everything changes for the better, and you have to look at them, even if you're feeling sad, angry, hopeless, being neglected, maybe feeling, nostalgic, whatever it is. You need to figure out about how you can do things on your specifically way, and this is the opportunity because you need to get to learn, right? And there is a good saying here is that you snooze, you lose, which means that you're going to miss an opportunity before someone else is doing it. Maybe you're feeling guilt, maybe you can feel that, but this is what it seems to be. So everything will be coming together as it goes along, but then you have to think about who is doing this, who is the right opportunity, who's, you have all these circumstances, and you need to understand that, fully understand it. So it seems to be that it needs to be the way of how you can accept it on how it is, right? Because you think to yourself, alright, well, I'm doing this correctly. And, everything seems to be okay. But then you think, okay, well, everything is not. So, let's see. So let's see. So tell me what's this opposite about this Fool card. So the Six of Pentacles upright, followed by the Emperor's reverse because there's no nourishment. Okay. So the Six of Pentacles represents kindness. You're going to have kindness. So you could be dealing with a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. What's also this the Empress card? Eight of Swords is upright because there's anxiety here. Yeah, see, you have kindness, you have anxiety, right? There are things that you could be mislearning. You could be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in some way, somehow. What's also over here? What's also with this Queen of Wands? The Magician's reversed because there's no skill. The Five of Wands reversed because no chaos. But there's Ten of Cups upright because completion. So you're dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So there are things you need to understand about how it is. And this is an opportunity to learn. Right? Because you need to have that give and take situation. You need to have that opportunity to understand about how it is. You know, this is like not a right and wrong specifically, but this is what's going on. You have to think about what's going on in that opportunity where if you're feeling happy, you're feeling kindness, you know, in one way or another, you're feeling like having anxiety because you're feeling sad. You know, you have the Ten of Cups that represents completion. Everything's all completed. So you have all these standpoints. You have the regulations of how you can do it, right? It's the way of how you can, you can let go of things or something like that. But you have the opportunity to understand that. You know, you have to look at it from the right and wrong way of how it goes. So let's see what's going on in the middle. Okay, so Five of Wands reversed because there's no chaos. Death card reversed because there's no endings. So you have the Ten of Wands that represents burdens, but there's no burdens here, not at that moment. But then there are things that you need to grab onto. It's basically, you know, you have to think about what's going on here in this situation. So let's see who's doing this. The Six of Cups reversed. Okay. But what does it mean? What does it kind of say? Like who's exactly doing this? Like who's doing this? What's the cause and the effect? So you have the Five of Pentacles reversed because there's no insecurity. But then you have the Three of Wands is upright for communication. Yeah, see, this is the thing I get where you have kindness, anxiety, then you have communication, and you have completion. Everything is kind of connected in one way or another because you can feel that strength. You can feel about how, you know, you go with the flow kind of thing, right? And this is like an opportunity because you have to see who's doing this and, you know, what's going on and, you know, vice versa, right? Because you get to understand about this is just the way it goes. This is the way it happens. This is the way how you can do things and in that specific way, in that specific order, right? And, you know, it's the way of knowing about when you have, you know, in autumn season and stuff, everyone like feels like there's something that was happening in this situation, right? Where you feeling, you know, hopeless or whatever you have. So let's see who's doing this. You have the Two of Aries, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. So you can be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in some way, somehow in this situation. And on this side it says the star, Archangel Feel is happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, on the right path, you know, so it's on the right path, right? So it's kind of like that in one way or another. What's up to that card, please? You have the Seven of Waters, a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. Yeah. So don't put things in the back burner as they are, because that's how it seems to be. You could be dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So there are things you need to understand where you need to act on it. You need to have that courage, that stability, that way of how it goes, right? Because when you have opportunities, you have to think to yourself, oh, well, it's not always about me. It's about how you are feeling during the way it goes. It's the way of how you can understand that, right? Because you have to think that the seasons are changing bit by bit, and it's the way of how it goes. So let's see what this is. And let's see. The Lady of the Give. Generosity, receiving, withholding. Yeah, see? So basically it would be like where, generosity comes in, receiving, withholding that comes in, in that way of how it is. Right, that's how an opportunity comes up. Right, because you see that as a holding position. And on the right side we have the Chess Queen. Trust and strategizing. Yeah, because you're going to maybe, you might trust. Maybe you're having that strategizing. It could be that situation of how everything is going to be all lined up, the opportunity or whatever it goes. You have to think to yourself and say, all right, I'm into this position. I know how you have your strengths and weaknesses, and you see about an opportunity that kind of flows. It has to be all great, and it's just what it seems to be, because you have to think to yourself and say, well, is this the right amount? Is this the way of how emotion flows? Am I doing the right moment? Well, everything is kind of good, but then when you have procrastination and you put things on the back burner, you leave them there. You're not getting a chance to do what you can do. And if you put things on the back burner and you leave them there, it's going to create a whole massive, like a wake-up call. About all your emotions are all, bursting and everything else. It doesn't work out that way. You need to, take a step by step, day after day, week by week, month by month, year by year. Everything changes. The months are changing, the weather's changing, the seasons are changing, events are going to be coming up, this is what it seems to be, right? You have to think about what's going on, how you can focus, how you can do that, This is the way it looks. This is the way it kind of, decides about it. You have to think. You have to have that way of knowing what to do, because this is the way it kind of is. You have to focus. And when you focus, you have to focus on how you can, do that. So let's see what the oracle cards are going to say for this reading. And it says number 48, wishing well. This is a good one too. So let's see. It's number 48. So this is just a reading that I'm going to do for a number of, So it's going to be a little bit of page 1, and there's going to be a little bit of page 2. But this is what it seems to be. So I hope that you like this reading I'm going to do of this wishing well. So here we go. Wishing well. Desire to the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. Okay, here we go. Upper position is that desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing this relationship between desire and inspiration, and sensing that moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It is an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate, or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The wishing well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities. In where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. In the end, you can't find control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside and be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well. Then trust in spirit. Prepare to be amazed. Yeah, see, that's what I'm looking for. This is an opportunity to understand about how it goes. You have to think about it. You have to think about how things are. You have to, let them condensate everything else, because you need to understand about if you're wishing upon something, everything will come true. It's the way of how it goes. You have to believe about it. There's a good saying I'm going to say here, and everyone will enjoy this. Seeing is believing, believing is seeing. Because when you focus on that, you see things in a different way. I see them in a different way. Emotions can just change in a split second. It's the way of how you can understand about how you can do it. You can do it if you put your mind to it. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn. It's about focusing on that ability. It's the way of how you can, contributing your own feelings, your own emotions. How does it attract you? How does it feels? But before I let you go, pay attention to what I'm saying here. Even if you think about what's going on through emotions and all that, you have to understand that. So, this is the way it goes. This is the way of how it kind of be all highlighted, It's the way of how it is. So this is what I have for you. I hope you understand about this reading. Understand about how it seems to be. Understand how it kind of goes, how you can, understand and regulate your own feelings, your own emotions. How does it compare you and what have you. But, this is the way it goes. This is the way of how it seems to be, because you need to do that. So I hope you like this video. Give it a like, give it a comment, and enjoy. And this is what it seems to be. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Really, bye.